Hi friends, I am Dr. Pratap Singh Rathod. I have done MD in Pharmacy Medicine and today we will discuss about identification of stature. Stature is nothing but the height of a person. Stature varies from different times of a day by 1.5 to 2 centimeters. It is less in afternoon and evening due to reduced elasticity of intervertebral discs and longitudinal vertebral muscles. After the age of 30, the natural process of senile degeneration causes the gradual decrease in stature by 0.6 mm per year on an average. Stature is greater by 1 to 3 cm on lying down, and on an average the body lengthens after death by about 2 cm due to complete loss of muscle tone, relaxation of large joints and loss of tensioning effect of pars muscles and intervertebral discs. Now coming to identification of stature in dead bodies. If in dead bodies, length of entire skeleton plus 2.5 to 4 centimeters of thickness of soft parts can be added for total stature. Twice the length of one arm with 30 centimeters added for 2 clavicles and 4 centimeters of sternum will give the stature of a total person. Length from tip of middle finger to tip of the opposite finger when arms are fully extended gives roughly the stature of the person. Length from vertex, that is from the tip of the topmost part of the head to the symphysis pubis, is roughly about half of the stature. Length from sternum notch to symphysis pubis multiplied by 3.3 will give roughly the stature. Now stature from bones. When whole skeleton is not available, only part of the bones is available, one or other long bones are in cases one or long bones can be used by using regression equations. Pearson's regression formulas is the most commonly used method to determine the stature based on the long bones. For femur, stature can be estimated by 81.306 plus 1.88 into f, that is the length of the femur in males. F is the length of the femur in length. So to measure the length of a long bones, osteometric bone, that is hap bone type osteometric bone is used, where one part is fixed, one part is sliding. So this part of the osteometric bone is sliding and this is the scale. So bone is placed and the sliding part is moved up to the pot and the length is measured from here to here. So that is the length is used. That length is used in the regression equation where the constant for each bone is present and multiplication factor is present, and using that the length stature of the person can be determined. Combination of bones is more reliable than single bone, and long bones of lower limbs, that is femur and tibia, gives better estimate than upper limbs, that is humerus and radius. Multiplication factors to calculate stature for different bones includes: for femur it is 3.6 and 3.8, for tibia and fibula it is 4.48, for humerus it is 5.30, for radius it is 6.76 to 6.9, and ulna is 6 to 6.3. Now coming to anthropometry. Anthropometry, also called as Bertillon system, it is based on the principle that after the age of 21 years, the dimensions of skeleton remains unchanged, and also that the ratio in size of different parts of one another varies considerably in different individuals. So it is based on a system that after about 21 years, the growth stops and ratio of each part of the body is in different individuals is constant. As such, it is only applicable to adults since the growth after 21 stops. In anthropometry, we note down the data such as color of the hair, eyes, complexion of the eyes, shape of the nose, ears, chins, etc. Body marks such as moles, scars, tattoo marks. Body measurements such as the height, anthropometric diameter of the head and trunk, span of outstretched arms, length of left finger, middle finger, left little finger, left forearm, left foot, breadth of the right ear, color of the left iris. Then we take the photograph of front view of the head and profile view of the right side of the head are also taken. So as a sole means of identification, photographs are not very reliable, hence source of error will be there. So these are measures are useful in the anthropometry as a measurements in anthropometry to estimate the identification of the person. This system has now been replaced by dactylography since dactylography is more reliable than anthropometry. These are my references. Thank you.